Happy New Year! That's what you have to do every time there's a countdown.
I picked Epic Music, but I edited for the front of it, but not the end of it. So it just sort of cuts off.
That's okay. I like that epic music. Wait, were the choices just like epic music, fun music, dance music, sad music, or did you like pick a specific song?
No, it's in Canva, so it's like epic horns.
Hello, people of the world, says Donna. Greetings and salutations to all of the people of the world out there. Welcome to We Got This with Mark and Hal's Town Hall.
Yes.
I'm Town Mark.
And I'm Hall Loveland.
Your Hall Lublin, parentheses, Ehem, underneath, in stomach recovery, buddy.
Yeah. I went to the doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a bunch of other stuff I'm dealing with the doctor. I think I'm at the point now where I was talking to my father yesterday. I was like, I think I need a pill caddy. I think it's pill caddy time. Like I'm on enough.
Wow.
I got one that injects. I got one pill that I have to take twice a day. Then another pill's coming. I got to take once a day. Then another pill I'm going to have to take once a day.
One pill that injects? Is this like nanotechnology?
I have a medicine it's a self-injecting medicine.
Oh, okay. Well,
but it's fine. I was talking to my doctor and he was like, yeah, just do this, do that. It's all temporary.
It's all temporary. And no spoilers, but you should all definitely check out our Hot Ones if you get the opportunity.
It will be on the bonus feed soon.
Woo! Holy moly.
Get excited.
Yeah. So become a member if you're not a member, MaximumFun.org/join. And
even though it's not the drive, you can still join. And
you can still join whenever.
Amy knows my secrets that I use Canva. And that's where you get. It's a great library when you're a pro subscriber of all these different music choices. I mean, they have the basic stuff, but I want the full. I had to re-edit everything because last time we used the final countdown. And then YouTube said this video can't stay up here because you're not the band Europe.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet, anyway. We could do like the Zombies did back in the day, and just when Europe breaks up, we could just take their name and play their songs. By the way, put any questions that you have, people of the world. What is up? Thanks for joining us. Any questions that you have for us, please. Put them in the comments in the chat, and they will pop up here and we will be able to answer them that way.
Yeah, I can't imagine we have people who have not done one of these with us before, but we're just here to chat for about an hour.
Yeah.
And we're here to answer questions. If you have feedback on an episode, then we're happy to hear that. Like something you liked, something you didn't like, something you want
Donna thought the opening music was fancy, and I agree.
It was fancy. The search term was epic.
What was Wait, how come you don't wash new clothes? Yeah, I don't wash.
Referring to it depends on what the clothes are.
Yeah,
it really depends.
I mean, look, underpants in a sealed bag.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I wash them. When I wash clothes is if I try them on in the store or buy them in the store, and when I buy them or try them on, I see that the tag is bent.
Mm-hmm.
That means somebody took these, wore them to something, hid the tag, or, took them home, wore them for a photo shoot or whatever. Because that's a big thing here in LA is buy a bunch of clothes, do a photo shoot or a film or whatever, and then leave the tags on them. I can't tell you the number of gigs I've done where they're like, don't rip the tag off this shirt, just tuck it in the back.
I bought a full winter outfit for the first extra job that I ever had. I went to Old Navy. And, I moved to LA. When I moved here, the day I moved here, it was like 104 degrees.
Yeah.
So it was still hot when we filmed it, but it was supposed to be winter. It was for Boston Public, for the show Boston Public, for those of you who remember, RIP. But I bought this whole thing and it didn't occur to me that I could return it afterwards. So I just had this lime green sweater that I wore once.
Why didn't you wear your lime green sweater again? You'd look great in a lime green sweater, Hal.
It didn't look great in a lime green sweater. This was 2000. This was in 2000, 2001.
Does the year that it was determine how good you look in a certain color?
I mean, it's a time. That's a time where people were wearing lime green a little bit more. It was what it's what was it Old Navy.
Al, I'm gonna pull one of my shoes off right now so you can see that I'm rocking lime green laces right now, baby.
Great. Now do what looks like a cashmere sweater and put it on your whole upper body.
Okay, hang on. It's down here. Just my Cracker Barrel shirt.
Yeah. That's right. Greg is correct. Nobody looks good in a lime green sweater, including a lime. If you put a lime in a little lime green sweater, it wouldn't look right.
No, it would just look naked.
Yeah. You would also probably go to prison. I feel like somebody who dresses up pieces of fruit is headed for prison at some point for some reason.
Yeah, probably. Unless they're doing it for an art project and photographing it or painting it afterward. If they're just doing it to sit and look at it, then yeah. This is Rich, says Leslie. Hi, Rich. Nice to meet you. Thanks for the support.
Thank you, Rich. We appreciate you listening.
Yeah.
MaximumFun.org/join. Oh, Leslie's calling Greg out. Plays on a softball team whose colors high visibility green. What do they play in the middle of the street? Because in Philadelphia, I believe Leslie and Greg are in Philadelphia, and that you would play in the street and you would yell car. All that stuff is real.
Sure. I saw Wayne's World. You do it in Aurora, Illinois, too.
That's from Aurora, Illinois to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Car. Game on.
Feel free, by the way, if you've listened to our latest episode with the mystery guest, to give us feedback on it. Let's keep it spoiler free because we're only about a week in, not even.
Yeah, well, don't tell people who.
These are topics. Leslie,
I don't care. I like topics. Leslie, I'm in. Let's do. Hal, we're doing a quick topic
right now. That's
I will always do a topic. Pepto-Bismol or Alka-Seltzer?
Pepto-Bismol.
I feel like Alka-Seltzer works faster, but does fewer things.
Exactly.
Like if I'm kissing cloth, Alka-Seltzer's not going to help me at that point. You know what I mean?
Gross.
Just saying. I actually had someone in the car yell, "That's an ugly shirt," when I wore lime green. Why?
How is this related to Pepto-Bismol?
Yeah, I'm just reading the message.
Yeah, you're trying to get into a topic, but people want to talk about a lot of things.
We determined the topic. It's Pepto-Bismol. That was an easy one.
No, this is not an episode. This is not canon.
This is canon. The context.
And now we're watching a couple fight.
I know, guys, this is amazing. We're actually seeing it happen in real time. Well, look, somebody's got to carry the Jerry Springer mantle. Too soon?
Now we're doing it?
Now we're doing it. Yeah.
Ken is the bodyguard?
Ken is Steve. Are we planning on traveling to any live shows this year like Dragon Con? I would love to. I don't know what the deal is, but I would love to go back to Dragon Con.
Yeah, there are no plans right now, but at some point we should. Right now, the live show that we both have coming up is Thrilling Adventure Hour. That is June 24th at the Bourbon Room. Mm-hmm. You can find tickets online, or you can either come to the show in person or you can watch it streaming like we did last time. So, I do miss it. When was the last time we did a live? Was it the one
probably at a Pensacon or was that with the Lorraine Newman show in Philly? No, there were people there.
No, that was in San Francisco.
I thought Lorraine Newman was Philly.
That was
Sketchfest. Philly was when we were at the Russian. That was
the first Philly.
That was the first Philly. That was with Maureen Johnson.
The second one was just us. We did 2 shows at a theater. And I think we had 3 people for one show and 2 for the other.
I blocked that out of my memory. The version of Philly I have is
it was backstage at that show that I found out you told me that you got Blood and Treasure.
That's right, because I talked to the guys in the lobby. Yeah. Leslie, thank you for a belated happy birthday wish. My birthday was this past Wednesday, so thank you for that. I'm going to move this over here so it doesn't look like I'm just looking in the corner. There, that's better. Here's the thing about my birthday, Hal. Mm-hmm. It was very fun. It was very weird because so every few months I go with my dad to Epcot, right? That's our thing. Mm-hmm. We go down to whatever festival is happening. Thank you, Donna. We go to whatever festival is happening down there. This time it was the Flower and Garden Festival. But we, eat and drink our way around the park, check out what's new. We always go and ride Spaceship Earth. And because we know our ABCs, we thank the Phoenicians. For those who know, they know. Shout out to my Spaceship Earth heads or Spaceship Earthlings. That's what they're called, right? Mm-hmm. But this time, I'm not certain that when he booked the reservation, he realized that it was on my birthday. And I thought, okay, you know what? It's going to be great. I would love to spend my birthday in Disney World with my dad. And Terry comes as well, my stepmother. I'm like, Terry's a blast. Let's do this. And then my dad's like, oh, I also invited our neighbors, Duncan and Rita. Duncan and Rita are great. I barely knew Duncan and Rita before this thing. Duncan and Rita are also both in their mid 80s. So going to a theme park with two people in their mid 80s on your birthday is an odd day of bench hopping. Just basically we sit on a bench and look at all this stuff around us and they go, well, we get up and we walk to the next bench. Yeah. And then we sit down and we look at all this stuff around us. And we go, well, and then we get up and no, it wasn't that specifically bench hopping, but it was a unique experience.
So you visited all the benches of the world.
We did visit all the benches of the world. They're all themed beautifully.
At what point did your father realize that it was your birthday? Or did you let it slide and not tell him?
I let it slide I think he realized it. He did that thing where he didn't ever say like, oh my God, it's your birthday. Yes, of course. He just kind of like started casually throwing it in under the radar as if he had always known that was going to be the case. Like, well, we'll go to this restaurant on Wednesday. You like that restaurant, so we got that for your birthday. And then Thursday, we're going to do this. And it was like, when did you figure this out? Did you squeeze that in there?
Oh, no.
I love throwing shade on my dad on this show. Yes, Donna's coming to see Thrilling in June from Florida.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a birthday where my parents didn't call.
Yeah.
It was only one, but it was definitely like, oh, hey, what's going on? It's not, and like, you know, you have siblings, so it could be like, oh, I thought it was Gabe's birthday, which is not the same as your birthday. But like only child, like what happened? Why?
Yeah.
Why didn't I?
You two were required to learn one birthday.
That's all. This one birthday. So what if I have to take a second to remember either of yours?
Yeah.
I'm the baby, gotta love me. But that is hilarious. I'm surprised he didn't break out the like, did you think I would forget your birthday?
Yeah, I know, right? No, it was a very fun time. And that couple quick question from Leslie. Do you ever feel the impulse to do some of your old mayoral lines when at the park? If by that you mean the first line of my monologue that I did every morning as the mayor, which was, thank you, Mickey. I do say that. I am tempted to say that every time I go to the park. Oh, Shelly G says my mom forgot my birthday one year. Never let her forget it. You know what? It is good ammo, I imagine, to be like, you know, like, where do you want to go for dinner? No, it doesn't matter where I want to go for dinner. Not even my birthday matters. Yeah.
Mark, is it your birthday? It's my impression.
My dad turned into Barney Rubble. Leslie, our family gets super psyched for gift giving events, so we don't miss them. Yeah, I get it. I like Hal. Wait, hold on a second, Greg. We're going to Disneyland in less than 2 weeks for one day. Guidance, please. Okay. If you want to go ride everything, go the second the rope drops in the morning and get in line for Peter Pan. You'll be in line for Peter Pan for 15 minutes. Then you can knock out all of the big ones in the morning.
With the Star Wars?
No. I'm talking about all the big classics.
Yeah, but if you're at Disneyland, it depends on sort of you either have to start at Galaxy's Edge or end at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah. Right? If you're a huge Star Wars fan, if you're going for the Disney of it, I would say hit Peter Pan's flight first and then hit and then at that point, if they open at 8 a.m, by 9:30, you will have ridden Peter Pan, Pirates, Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World. You could have knocked out, a bunch of the big guns. And then I would get the Genie Plus and probably just buy a Lightning Lane for Rise of the Resistance. Otherwise, it's going to be stressful trying to get that like 1 o'clock or 7 a.m. like jump on the app time. But the other bit of advice I would give is so much of it is now in the app. So do everything in the app.
Also, for Peter Pan, a good time to go if you're not a parade or fireworks person. Go while the parade or fireworks are happening.
That's true.
Depends on what you kind of have to figure out. I would like come up with a list of all the things you want to do. Like know what your can't misses are.
Yeah.
What you're okay to miss are. Like you might be okay skipping Toontown. You might really want to go to Toontown. You might want to do cartoon spins. Oh, you can't. Yes, you can't go during the fireworks.
That's a good point. Ken says
parades are generally a good time.
Yeah. The thing is, you're still going to be looking. I like to hit that one at a rope drop specifically because you're still going to be looking at an hour minimum. It's just the difference between going, if you go during a parade, instead of, 95 to 100 minutes, it'll be 60 minutes.
When my PIC, partner in crime from work, Jen Alba, our QA engineer, and I, when we both had annual passes and we would meet on a Sunday morning. We would be there when it opened. We would go from downtown Disney. I don't think you can even do it this way anymore. We would get on the monorail, take it to Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Walk on to Space Mountain, walk on to Star Tours if we felt like it. Like we would have like maybe 8 to 10 things we wanted to do. We would get it all done between 8 and noon and then go, all right, we'll have a great rest of the day. And then we would both leave and go to our homes.
We both have annual passes, right? You and I both, or I did. I do. You did.
I don't have it anymore. I haven't been
I got
back.
my magic key.
I haven't been back since the start of since 2020. I did almost go. So I've not been on Rise of the Resistance, but the day I left for Pensacon, which was the last trip that I took before everything shut down.
Yeah,
I was going to get up early that morning and go to Disneyland for rope drop to go on Rise of the Resistance before I went to the airport. And ultimately, I just felt like I was cutting it too close to do that.
Because your flight was at 6 p.m.
I think it was at like noon. Even that's like kind of close.
So would you recommend? I'm curious, because that's the thing. I guess I think of Disneyland and then I think of Star Wars. I don't think of Disney. I don't think of Rise of the Resistance being a thing to run to immediately because that's just not how my brain works. Like when I was working at Disneyland, it didn't exist.
Right. I think it's become such a huge thing if you haven't been on it that you kind of have to go. But it's also
pretty spectacular.
If you've only ever been to Florida to go to Pirates and Haunted, because my understanding is that they're different enough from one another. And Amy asks why Peter Pan is so popular. I think it's honestly for me the part that is the most enjoyable. You get to a point where it just feels like a dark ride. You're like, oh, there's Captain Hook standing on the TikTok Croc's lips and all those things. But your initial flight through the city of London,
it's spectacular.
It's so nice. It's so magical that it kind of immerses you for the rest of the ride, which is not pedestrian, but not different than a lot of the other dark rides that are in Fantasyland.
Yeah.
But that initial, it's just I find it very relaxing.
Well, it's a different ride. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
It's a different ride mechanism. So it is like you're flying and looking down as opposed to riding on a track and looking up and around. So you have that element to it. It's all, was it opening day? It was somewhere around then, if not opening day. It's a very old classic. I love it for that reason. When I was in Florida, I rode Peter Pan, the Orlando version. And I have to say, I think I like that one better than the one in California. Even the London scene, there are more built up buildings down below you. There are cars on the street driving, like there's lights it's just more elaborate. And you go through more of Neverland. But one thing I love about that is it really is it's basically just it's 3 tent pole scenes, basically, right? It's just flying over London, then flying over the island of Neverland, and then flying over the pirate ship. And they've divided the pirate ship in half pretty smartly, with the sail becomes the divider between the two scenes. So there's Peter and Hook fighting on this side of the sail, and then as you come around the other side, now Peter's at the helm, and Hook's in trouble. And Hook's in trouble. Leslie says, I always love dark rides, even the low budget ones like Kennywood or wherever I went as a kid. What is Kennywood? But I'm all dark rides, 100% dark ride fan.
Kennywood is a famous amusement park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, known for its roller coasters. So people who are roller coaster enthusiasts enjoy going there. And one of my best friends in the world, Steve Wargo, who I went to college with, he loved Kennywood. So that was when I first found out about it. But it is a very famous amusement park.
We had Dollywood had a couple of great. Yeah, Shelly's running the Disneyland 5K. Hell yeah. Congratulations, and that's going to be awesome. And much earned. You're going to get some much earned dark ride time after that. Dollywood has two of my favorite dark rides, and they're ancient. They predate Dollywood back from when it was Silver Dollar City, and they are the Blazing Fury, which is escape from a fire. The whole town is on fire.
Sure.
And then the other one is the Flooded Mine, which is kind of an amazing premise. And I don't know why this isn't a movie. The Flooded Mine is it is a chain gang of prisoners who work at a mine. And when the mine starts flooding, the prisoners take it as their opportunity to escape. So think of it as Pirates of the Caribbean if the pirates were all prisoners, and instead of just looting and pillaging and burning a village down, they have a very specific goal in mind. And it is super duper fun.
So we got here. Carter said, I called my mom 2 days before her birthday just from normal stuff. I asked about birthday plans, having remote dinner or something, and she said, nah, we talked today. There you go. Some people don't like to celebrate their birthday. Some people love to celebrate their birthday. I always go back and forth, like whether I want to make a big deal or not. Sometimes I think it'll be nice to see a bunch of people, and then I think I don't want to have to work a room.
Yeah, you do have to work a room on a birthday.
And I just when I think about it, it makes me tired. On a day like that, where like, all right, your birthday is really like the one day where you can say, this is all about me and what I want to do. And I struggle. I don't know if you feel this way when that is offered to you. Jennifer's always like, what do you want to do? Or if my dad's in town, they'll say that. And I feel guilty because I feel like the stuff I want to do isn't what anybody else wants to do.
100%. That's
the day, if I'm with you celebrating your birthday and you want to do something that I might not find as fun, like I want you to have a good time, and I'm going to enjoy that. So like, it doesn't matter what I would pick.
And when the cops show up, that's what you're going to stick to, right?
I'll jump out that window behind you.
Oh my gosh, Shelly, you rode Blazing Fury? Oh, you were there in August. Yeah,
Shelly made a whole trip.
Oh my God, Dollywood is a special place, and they really revere Dolly there the way that Walt Disney reveres Walt Disney. You know what I mean? Or the way that Disneyland and Disney World revere Walt. There, it's all Dolly, except they don't have a partner statue. Don't be over theme parks, Leslie. We will make you rethink this. They're the happiest place on earth, or the most magical place on earth. I was thinking about this the other day as we were going in. I was like, I guess if every company has a mission statement and a product that they are selling, it's when I was driving into Disney World, and the sign said the most magical place on earth. And I was like, yeah, I guess that's kind of right. That there really are the only, like, there are motion picture companies, there are entertainment companies, but Disney really is like the only company that is, the thing that we sell is magic. Usually it is in story form, but we sell all versions of magic, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, and absolutely. And any amusement park that you go to, I also think that there is a phase where you go and you feel obligated to do things that you're not comfortable with. Mm-hmm. And so you get this feeling of amusement parks or amusement rides as mainly being comprised of the things you don't enjoy. But
Yeah.
you have the right as a human being to do whatever your experience is. If you're like Owen and you prefer the cues to the ride and the world building, is
Mhm.
and or if it's aligned with posters, my favorite cue maybe for any ride ever was the Simpsons ride when I went on it at Universal
Oh, it's
Studios in
great.
Florida because it's so immersive. But whatever your experience is, you can have that. You can't you there's no wrong way to do it. It's just whatever you enjoy. Unless you're like, I want to ride this roller coaster without the restraints. That you shouldn't do.
Hal, it's my birthday. I get to do whatever I want.
Great. I'll get the pavement scraper.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not wearing this restraint. I'm going on whatever I want. As Owen says, birthday day is me day. Yeah. And I will celebrate how I prefer. Thank you.
Thank you. By the way, if you have questions for us, not topics to solve right now, but just questions for us about the show,
Or
about
topics.
anything. No topics. That's not what this is. A town hall. This is not an episode. This is a special.
You're an
Like,
episode.
thank you to the people who listen to sort of interact and say hello, for them to give us feedback, what they liked, what they didn't like in episodes, either in a comedic or a serious way. Like,
I'll throw out a
chance to talk to us about it for sure.
I'll throw out a question then to the people of the world. What did we get wrong recently? My birthday's happy January 20th birthday. My birthday's inauguration day. My mom always calls it the time I was born, except the year she got caught up watching Obama's inauguration. That's fair. Were you born at exactly noon? Because if you were born as the oath of office was being taken, it'd be pretty wild.
That would be pretty wild.
Right? Nobody's got questions. Or I guess we didn't get anything wrong. Greg lives 20 minutes from Hershey Park.
I was there 2 years ago.
Does Hershey Park smell like chocolate?
Yes.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
There is a chocolate smell. It used to be a little bit strong. I feel like they used to pump it through the whole town.
I was going to say, is it real or is it the whole town of Hershey, not just the theme park?
They do make chocolate there.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there's chocolate made there. It's an interesting town in how it's built and what it is now. The park feels so much different than it did when I was a kid, and now the store is this bigger experience. It was really cool. It was really cool to go back there and to take Jennifer there, and then we went to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is where I went with my parents as a kid. It's Pennsylvania Dutch country, and they had a family style restaurant where we got to eat called Good and Plenty, where you sit at the table and they bring you like communal dishes. But this was in 2021, so it was like the tables were all spread out and you didn't share the table with anybody. You just got your food, and it was so nice. And that restaurant has since closed, and it's heartbreaking.
That's tough.
Leslie's asking if either of us or Ken have made a lightsaber at Savi's workshop at Galaxy's Edge. The answer is yes.
You did.
Yeah.
I have not done it, but I told you this story, I'm sure, Hal. One of the gigs that I worked a few years ago for Disney was workshopping Savi's workshop at Imagineering. And it was a lot of fun. So we got to do it. I was doing it with Imagineers, and we're just sort of doing it with, fake lightsabers, like the toy. I mean, I guess not real lightsabers, fake ones. But we did it with like the plastic toy versions that were, readily available in stores at that point. But playtesting that was so much fun. And in order to do it, the first thing that they did was they took me into a room that was completely closed. Like all the blinds were closed. Everything in the room was covered, and had me sign a stack of things. And then after I signed my big stack of things, they were like, this is Black Spire Outpost. This is Batuu. This is Galaxy's Edge. And they gave me the whole presentation of what it was going to be. And it was nerd awesome. And then they're like, so this is going to be part of it.
I'm going to grab it and bring it over here so you can see it.
All right. This is very exciting. So yes, Leslie, it is an amazing experience. Well worth doing. It is full of surprises. It's a lot of fun. It's super immersive. But yeah, I'm excited. Look, I get excited about Disneyland stuff and Disney World stuff. I've always been a big nerd for this. But yeah, I would check out and see. I forgot who said they were coming in a couple of weeks for a day. But that I would say
It's
Definitely
Leslie and Greg.
Jeannie. It's Leslie and Greg. You guys are the ones that are coming. Oh, duh. Great. Then yeah, get Jeannie, and that will make your life easier for the
So you
price
get
of
this
a
case
cup
for
of
it.
popcorn. Yeah.
And then when I did it, Ken came in with me because you can bring someone with you, and Ken was there, and he filmed it and proceeded to, I don't know if it was openly mock or under his breath mock, which makes it really hard to get completely immersed in it. But
Ken was mocking the show or the
show.
Yeah.
This needs batteries, but
wait, no, it doesn't. It needs a kyber crystal. That's all it needs.
No, I have the kyber crystal for it. Where is?
Well, you think that on the Millennium Falcon that they stop for batteries? They stop for AAAs at a space 7-Eleven?
Yeah, that's right.
Ken says, I did not mock. I had fun with the Jedi host. Let me ask you a question, Ken. Was the Jedi host enjoying your mocking?
He was. That kid was, I mean, not terrified, but like, I think just trying to make it through. Because the thing about Savi's Workshop is they are not actors. They are cast members who are doing their, like, just sort of doing a thing.
Oh, it's not. They don't have Agvas in there doing it.
No,
because I know
the issue.
I know the
wand
keeper
thing at the time with Agva, but you have like the full this thing. What's really cool is you assemble your handle and you choose the color your
different
kyber crystal. I think I chose blue. I have a blue, a green, and a red. I have like a bunch of the kyber crystals.
Back then, I wonder if they've added more kyber crystals to it now. Like, can you make a dark saber? Can you make can you do Ahsoka's white saber? Or
would not be surprised. But
Rey's
you can also
yellow.
buy more. You can buy like the actual replica handles, but this is like this was the one I liked because it felt similar to what Luke constructed on his own.
Yeah,
but the process is really fun, and then you put it in a little chamber. And
don't give away the whole story.
Well, I mean, it's the effect of receiving it is really cool. The way they set up the lore is fun. I think it's a cool experience, and this has a ton of weight to it. Sometimes when you get replica sabers, they feel really light, maybe because they're just made with lighter materials, but this has like a heft to it, and it does the impact noises and the swing around, and the way it ignites is really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to sell the ones they're doing now on that cruise ship that nobody's paying for, but
what is going on with that? Is nobody going on that?
Well, I mean, look, let's look at it logically. Pay us. I want you, Mark, to pay me. Was it $3,500? To spend.
I thought it was 5,000. But
give me $5,000 to spend 3 days in a windowless building. And then you have an outing to Black Spire, but the rest of it is constant Star Wars all the time, everywhere, which I love Star Wars, but also like if this is a vacation and you want to like use the pool or have a comfortable bedroom, it seems like those aren't the order of the day.
I feel like for that particular thing, for the galactic, what's it called? Starship Trooper,
Cruiser, isn't it?
Galactic Star Cruiser. I feel like that your +1 should be free. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel bad. I don't feel like anybody is getting slighted who wants to pay that money, who is a Star Wars super fan. The person I think might be getting slighted in all of this is the spouse or partner or travel buddy of a person who's like, honey, I just can look. Okay, I get it, but I just want to go to a buffet and sit by a pool. Can we just do that? You're like, no, I have to save the galaxy. Like your +1 should get the whole experience for free. This should be the same price for 2 people or 1 person.
And they should have to stay an extra day.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I think it's worth it. It's expensive. Oh, and thank you, Leslie. I'm glad you enjoyed the mystery guest episode. That was a lot of fun.
It was so fun.
Did not know who it was
until I don't want to give too much away. It took a very long time for us to realize who the guest was.
Oh, I did something.
How we were in the middle of a show and now you're playing with your lightsaber.
I think I broke it.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Well, you know what? I'm turning this car around.
Oh, wait. Now I understood a different part.
Shelly says, I've made my opinions known on the Facebook group, so I'll let those stand. Shelly, you could be talking about any point in time over the last several years. And by the way, it's one of my favorite things in the world when Shelly tells us what we got wrong.
See, there's the Kyber crystal. It's in there. Now this whole thing is just a loose musical instrument for like a children's, like an elementary school.
So now when you, instead of going, yours sounds like a trombone, just.
I got to be honest, I don't remember where the battery goes.
Oh my God. Hal, put your toy away and talk to the people of the world.
All right, I'm putting it away.
All right.
How do I make this go though? Oh, there we go.
You push the button and it goes, and then
that
sucks
goes,
back
and
down
then
inside.
This goes. And then everything's fine. Now this part's loose. Look. Okay, fine. I fixed it. May the force be with you, everybody.
We'll wait. Yes, Leslie, you're right. Did a great job of giving us the runaround.
Here's the blade and here's the handle. This is actually kind of cool. This is actually kind of cool too, is you can just display the handle. And if something happens to the blade is replaceable. You can get those replacement parts. I would assume you can order them online, but look how cool this is.
It's very cool.
If you wanted to go do a little cosplaying.
Yeah.
Just have the handle hanging there. And then you wanted a stick to beat people with. Don't do that, kids.
Wearing clothes before washing them is wrong. Too many chemicals. Yeah, I'm too. I guess is it lazy or like? Also, some clothes once you wash them the first time, they lose some of that crispness. You know what I mean?
It really depends. Yeah, it just depends on what it is.
Yeah. Lancaster.
Lancaster? That's not what we call it in Philly.
What's TCH? Is that an acronym or is it just Hal?
Lancaster. I'm going to Lancaster, to Dutch Wonderland.
Lancaster is what we're going to start using.
Tomorrow, honey.
Lancaster is going to be our new streaming service. We've gone through all of them. We might as well.
Yeah.
And Donna's still mad about spiked pretzels. Everybody's still mad about spiked pretzels. We fixed it though, right? Did we ever fix that?
Yeah, we went on Hodgman.
That's right. I don't remember when we get which things we get fixed and which things Hodgman yells at us about. We're 1-1 on Hodgman, you and I. My grandma stopped on the way to the hospital to vote while she was in late. Wait a minute, Carter. This was. Oh no, you were born on Inauguration Day, so she wouldn't have been voting on. My grandma stopped the. I mean, who was your grandma voting for? When she who was it? It was so important to while she was in labor with your dad, she stopped to vote against someone very specific or fervently for someone. I'm so curious about this.
Yeah.
Senior year was better than junior year, says Greg. That one, I guess Greg thinks we got wrong on that one. I don't know, man. Senior year, there's a lot of responsibility and it doesn't. Yeah, it is that whole you have to live up to it thing. You know what I mean? The bar is so ludicrously high for it. I can walk over the junior year bar. Hal, pay attention. Put your toy away and pay attention to the show. Will you stop playing with your damn toy? Put it away. You're at work. You are at work right now doing a show.
Don't make me. Don't make me Star Wars you. I have a blaster right back there.
How long do we hope to keep doing the show? Oh, I would love to do 400 more. I'll do this show until we're like the Sunshine Boys. Just like at some point in our 60s, we're going to have a feud, but we're still going to have to do the shows. So
pickles are funny.
Yeah.
Got a K sound in it.
I'll do it forever with you, brother. You know that.
Yes, me too. I do think sometimes where do we take the show? How do we there's a business side of me that goes, it's awesome. All the people that we have listening, how do we get more people to listen? And is this have we hit our ceiling? You know what I mean? Will more people listen to it than this? It feels like more would. and you don't know how to reach them, and also like life gets in the way. Like there's so much around the show
Yeah.
from like remember that there are some times where the show is late because it's just late in editing. It just takes longer to edit. Sometimes it's I have it and then I have 2 records after work and I'm so tired that day that I just don't I forget to upload it until the morning. So there's just so much. It takes a ton of energy to not only record it but also go, okay, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna approach it? And so I have no desire to end it. I'm always thinking, how do we go bigger with it?
Yeah.
That's more. I've never thought about when the show's gonna end.
Yeah, I think we've had more conversations about how to make it bigger than when to end it. Right. We've never had that conversation, but gosh, now I guess you've got it in my head.
Maybe
now
we
I'm thinking about it. It's all I can think about now, Hal.
That's all we can talk about.
Maybe we should just. Can you change your crystals?
Leslie, you can change.
Leslie, I beg of you, please stop asking Hal questions that will make him want to pull his. Oh my God!
I'm going to show you.
Or did you mean the Kyber?
Separate the plates, and that's right. Oh, and Ewan McGregor was making the lightsaber noises, but
he was doing
there's the Kyber crystal. You can. Oops. You can pop this out and then take the Kyber crystal out and replace it. And that will change the color of the blade. And for a while, there was a black Kyber crystal that was very rare. And so they would sell out. It was really hard to find them because they were so valuable. And they were selling on the secondary market.
I think that Disney needs to make a crossover item because all of these things exist in their theme parks. I want to see an infinity gauntlet that has 5 Kyber crystals in it. Right?
Why not?
Yeah. We'll do a crossover, everything else.
I do have I don't know if I have it anymore. I might have gotten rid of it because there are a lot of things that I get at the park that I'm like, I'm going to keep this forever. And then I go, I don't need an infinity gauntlet sippy cup. I just don't need it anymore. I've gotten all the use I can out of it as an item that I want to own.
Send it to Ken. Ken has the collection of the ephemera from.
He does want all that stuff. I went to an event recently that he told me about it. He's like, and if they have flyers, I want the flyers. Get me the flyers for it.
Yeah, the paper stuff. Ken, you're more into the paper stuff than the actual big physical items, right? I do that too, though. Here, I'll show you. This is my version of journaling. My version of journaling is when I go on a trip, I just fill a little notebook with all of the paper ephemera that comes with the trip. So this one's
oh, that's smart.
Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, there's some Paris train tickets, and I remember this. Yeah,
remember this? Here, let me take it apart. I'll show you.
Okay, I'll be over here reading a book. Hal will be over there. The best looking Star Trek ship, the Enterprise E. What was the Enterprise E? Wasn't discussed in this episode.
Enterprise E was only in film.
Oh. Were we making a distinction?
Yes. It's in Star Trek. It's in the last 3 of the Next Generation films. It's First Contact, Insurrection, and Nemesis. So it was because in Generations the ship gets destroyed. Because they decided, why wait for our second movie to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, the accessibility of Hollywood outweighs the exclusivity of Broadway. Try and tell that to Mark. Sometimes I see these and I go, there's no way it's not going to be Broadway.
Grievances for the calendar year thus far. All right. That's not bad. But which also leads me to think that as soon as we were like, which ones did we get wrong? Greg immediately went to the episodes list and was like, okay. Just scrolling through going like Madeline Kahn in History of the World. Yes. No. Yes. There's a Pittsburgh salad. Are there fries on it? It's like a Primanti Brothers salad
on a bed of salad. Yeah.
Oh my God. I love that. That's what Pittsburgh is known for.
Worst grade was 7th or 10th.
I'm sorry that 7th and 10th grade were rough.
7th grade sucked. Now we're just showing people talking to each other in the comments.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, if you put a comment in, doesn't it automatically pop up here? Our mystery guest agreed 1,000,000%. The mystery guest, again, I don't want to give too much away, but makes it so much more difficult on us when they did a different voice for every question in the clean slate. That was a surprise, and that was delightful, and made it so much harder to figure out who we were talking to.
It's hard to guess, and I didn't know who. I had no idea who it was.
Thank you, Shelley. How did this turn into the Hal Plays with a Lightsaber show?
You're welcome. She didn't
what
say
can I say except? Oh, dude, I heard a thing this morning that I thought you would get a kick out of.
What's that?
Do you know this about? Okay. Remind me of his name. The Rock's grandfather.
The High Chief Peter Maivia.
Peter Maivia. Did you know? Have you seen in Moana the tattoos? Do you know about this? The Chief Tui in Moana's father, has the same tattoos as Maivia. Yeah. Isn't that cool? You look on his side, he's got like this, and it was an homage to the Chief and Maui, as played by The Rock's grandfather.
That's
a fun little bit of
really cool.
Clothes aren't chicken. You shouldn't worry about crispness. Oh my God! You know what? I don't. Crisp clothes are kind of
superior. It's true.
Oh, Eli's chiming in. What's up, Eli?
I don't think I've ever had crispy, crunchy clothes that I was like, I'm excited to wear these. It depends on what it is.
For me, it's the collar of a shirt. Like the collar of a shirt when I first buy it. After that first wash, the collar is never going to be the same as when I first buy the shirt.
You know what my favorite thing about shopping at Men's Warehouse is, outside of the fact that I'm guaranteed to love the way I look, is when you pick a suit out and you're trying to figure out color coordination, and they do that trick where the folded shirt goes into the jacket, you close it over, and then you take the tie and you just fold it. You make like sort of a half knot with it,
over
and
your
then you can see what the outfit looks like. That's my favorite part, is like, all right, I got the suit that I want, and now let's look at shirts and ties, and then I feel like for a brief moment that I know what fashion is. The guy with 3 t-shirts, or I'm like, I don't like this pattern. It's a little too busy. I think I want something that's going to run with it a little bit, that I can wear. This shirt will only work with one kind of tie. I want something that's a little bit more flexible. Or I'm going for an entire palette. I think with this, I think a lilac's going to look way better. So I love that experience. I said Lancaster.
Lancaster.
I don't know what.
Lancaster is Pennsylvania, and Lancaster is every other Lancaster. Lancaster is how they say it in Pennsylvania.
Lancaster.
Oh, man.
Or Lancaster. I don't know.
Socks suffer the most from that first wash. Yeah,
socks are tied to each other. You can wear socks.
Socks also come in a sealed package. General, or the ones I do. I don't buy like the ones that buying an individual pair of socks.
They're attached to each other.
I'm gonna go get my favorite socks. I'll be right back.
Oh, great. Well, here I am. So the thing about the lightsaber is, I know this takes a battery. I can't remember how to get to the battery casing. We'll figure that out another time, though. It's fine. That's the light shifting in Mark's room. Thank you, everybody who's here hanging out with us, by the way. I'll just take a quick second to say that. We appreciate everybody taking a little time in the middle of a Saturday to chill with us.
Well,
all right, show us the socks.
I couldn't decide which ones were my favorite socks.
Okay.
So I grabbed a bunch of them. I couldn't decide between Edgar Allan Poe socks.
Edgar Allan Toe.
Mm-hmm. Or, of course, the classic Kermit the Sock.
Yes. Is that a stance sock?
Ray Stance?
Yes.
I don't know. What's a Stance sock? Is that a sock company?
Yeah.
And then of course I also have my
Han Solo and Carbonite. That is definitely Stance.
Han Frozen and
logo
Carbonite.
Next to his hand, that's the Stance logo.
Oh, this little okay.
I have Chewbacca and Yoda and Darth Vader socks. And Boba Fett.
Then here is my other favorite pair of socks. They don't really match one another, but they do match thematically. There's one.
Okay.
There's the reverse side. And of course, do you recognize these? There's another.
Yes.
It's the 4 paintings that are hanging up in the Haunted Mansion in the stretching room.
Very nice.
And this is what we do on a We Got This Town Hall, is Hal's going to show off his lightsaber, and I'm going to show off my socks.
We got a couple minutes left. So if there are any other questions for us, it could be about the show. It could be general stuff. Yeah. Whatever you want. Not non-episode topics. We're just here to talk. We're just here to talk. I like to keep these different, Like I want to that's why I go like no topics.
Spam away, Leslie.
The topics every week. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Let's lift the veil. Let's go behind the curtain.
Yeah. How was Paris with my mom? It was amazing. So what was the most memorable moment and what was the weirdest thing that happened there? I think there was a very memorable moment. We witnessed a proposal at the Orsay Museum right in front of the big clock that looks out over the city of Paris. That was pretty cool. I mean, just being there with my mom was really, really fun. She'd never been to Paris before. One of my favorite things that happened on the trip was we went to the same place for breakfast every morning. And by the end of the week, my mom was referring to it as her breakfast spot in Paris, where they know her. Which was very cool and made me laugh every time she did it. She's like, "Oh, breakfast? I have a spot. You're gonna love it." It was very fun. The weirdest thing that happened was we went to the Moulin Rouge, and we were like, "Let's go to the Moulin Rouge." I've always wanted to go there and see the thing. And everybody had told me, everybody's like, "It's super tame. It's not like it's not like all the sex stuff in Pigalle, that neighborhood, They're like, it's a super tame show," which it is. It is an incredibly tame, bordering on asexual show. That said, most of it is still topless, which is a weird show to go see with your mother. A mostly topless show, but it's not like sexy topless. It's just, we're just going to be singing and dancing like Kids of the Kingdom style. But we're going to be doing it without our tops on. And I'll say this about that show. That show has not changed since the mid to late 90s, years before Moulin Rouge, the movie, came out. And boy, is it due for an update. That show is dated. It is tired, like hilariously tired. And also, don't try to dupe me. Don't try to dupe me by wearing a headset mic. Everybody knows it's tracked. Everybody knows you're lip syncing. And guess what? If you're wearing a headset mic and you're topless, there's no mic cord, there's no mic pack, and we all know it. That is just a fake mic here. It's not connected to anything. And also, your lip sync was a little off. There was also, one more thing about that show. The dancers are incredible, except there was one dude who was like half a beat behind everyone in every scene. And it was so funny because you could always tell where he was. What media have you been,
question. What media have you lot been enjoying? Suzume was phenomenal. D&D was a blast. I've not seen either of those.
Saw what?
John Wick 4.
I haven't seen John Wick 4. I'm obsessed with Succession right now.
Succession's great. Are you all caught up?
I am all caught up.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Jury Duty,
and I have theories.
Jury Duty, if you're not watching Jury Duty, is on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Jury Duty. I've not started watching it, but I ran into Ross Kimball last night. Shout out to Ross Kimball of The Most Wonderful Pod of the Year. If you haven't heard that show, they deep dive into one Christmas movie per episode. Jackie Gonzalez-Durruti and Ross Kimball. I did a couple episodes with them, and they're really fun. He's a very tall guy on that show, so I'm delighted to. So there's a fellow podcaster out there in a show that's crushing it right now.
Worming our ways in. What else am I watching? I feel like Perry Mason is on HBO. or
Oh
Max
yeah.
or whatever it is soon to be. That's really, really good. If you haven't watched the first season, go watch that. Second season also great. Survivor is great.
Light and Magic, I also just started watching. I may be a little late. I don't know when it dropped, but Light and Magic is really good.
Oh,
It's
the story
documentary.
of Industrial Light and Magic.
The documentary
Yeah.
about ILM.
That
It's
whole series.
so
Yeah,
fun.
series,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Series. Yeah, it's like 6
Yes.
episodes. Yeah.
It's great. I saw Ben Burt in Conversation at the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures.
Did you go to that?
I did.
I had tickets to it. I would have run into you there. I wasn't able to go, but I had tickets to go see.
Great. I sat. I went with Jennifer, and Joseph Scrimshaw was there, and then Jennifer's friend from who she grew up with is part of the education department there, like works in the education and outreach.
Did you get to meet him?
So she came and met us for dinner and sat with us and talked to us about it a little bit.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
It was just
that museum's incredible.
It is an incredible museum, and those events are great. That huge theater is incredible. They screen movies there, I think, for like $10. So
yeah, it's such an incredible museum.
Definitely.
What's great about it is it gives you a lot of like homework at the beginning. You learn a whole bunch at the beginning, and then it's like, okay, good job, kid. You learned everything. Here's dessert. And it's just a whole room of props, like a bajillion props, and all of the iconic ones, which is super fun. Have we ever done best gas station? No, we have not. And I'll stop there because Hal said no topics this episode.
Yes. And that was the last question, was the media one.
Yeah.
That's it. We're thank you for joining us for this. We are going to do more the hot one. I'll answer this one very quickly. It is coming soon. I believe it is being edited. So the audio should be out. As soon as it is out, we will let you know. You don't have to keep refreshing, which you can, because there are other shows putting out great content on that bonus feed pretty regularly. So it is coming soon. Thank you all for your support, not only during the drive, but every single week that you listen to us. This was fun. We're going to try to do this once a month. So join us again in 4 weeks.
Woohoo!
We'll talk to you again.
Yeah. And thank you so much to all of the people of the world. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. For Hal Lublin, I'm Mark Gagliardi.
For Mark Gagliardi, I'm Hal Lublin. Don't worry, everybody.
We got this.
We got this.